We're outside. That's because I'm on vacation and there's not a great setup inside, and I thought this was an okay view of the ocean. The Milwaukee Bucks, the NBA champions. Where do we start? (1968), another NBA expansion in Milwaukee. So 1969, there's the coin flip against the Phoenix Suns. Awkward. The Milwaukee Bucks win that coin flip and get the first overall pick, which everyone knows will be Lou Alcindor, or as we now know him as, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But Kareem was set on going to the ABA, actually. I read in the book of basketball by Bill Simmons. I know Bill Simmons might be a bit of a controversial figure, but I don't know, it's an alright book in my opinion. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was set on joining the New York Nets because big market, in the ABA. But George Mikan screwed up those negotiations. So he ended up going to Milwaukee. And they obviously won the 1971 championship.
The previous generation always talked about Kareem and talked about Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson basically was doing what Russell Westbrook is doing now, but back then without a three-point line. Pretty insane stat lines he used to put up. I'd say Kareem is more so like tied to the Lakers rather than the Bucks. And people feel like he kind of tried to force his way out, so people like Oscar Robertson a little more, I'd say. They're both like still pretty big pieces like in the Bucks culture, like they're kind of legends and they show up to a lot of the games.
So you were the fastest expansion team to win a championship. That must have been nice, but 50 years of hurt followed. You had Sidney Moncrief. That was a good team, I think. You had Marquise Johnson, and you had a couple of other decent fellas, but didn't win a chip.
They had really good teams in the 80s. They were just like really well built, strong teams, but they never really could get past you had the Celtics with Larry Bird, and you had Dr. J on the Sixers. It was just like there's too many just kind of legends of the game that got in their way.
They drafted Ray Allen, one of the greatest shooters in the history of basketball. Never really amounted to a championship.
Ray Allen, Sam Cassell, Glenn Robinson, Darvin Ham was on that team. That was just like a really fun team to watch because Ray Allen was one of the best shooters of all time. And you had Robinson, Tim Thomas were pretty dominant on the inside, and then Sam Cassell was like a facilitator and pretty good shooter as well, mostly mid-range. When you mention the 2001 playoffs with the Bucks fans, it's always about the refereeing, because Tim Donaghy was like that ref that got in trouble for sort of being in with the mob, and he reffed the series against the Sixers, and there was a lot of questionable calls throughout that series. Would we have beaten the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq, and then if they also had the refs? Probably not, but that still would have been a pretty fun series. I think after 2001, the team kind of blew up. George Karl sort of had a rift with Ray Allen, forced him out, and that sort of started our kind of downfall, and what led to being crappy for so many years until we got picked up Giannis.
Hello. Today is Game 6 of the NBA Finals, and I'm I'm a broken man. I'm so nervous. I live in Europe, right? So the game starts at 3 a.m. So it's midnight right now, and I'm gonna go to sleep for like 3 hours. But I don't know if I'll be able to fall asleep, to be honest. 2013. You draft Giannis Antetokounmpo. Why did you draft him 15 overall? All you had to base your judgment on was grainy Greek second division footage. The mock drafts were all over the place with this kid, because nobody knew anything about him. However, the Milwaukee Bucks, they took a shot on this kid from Greece, and later it would reveal itself that this kid really appreciated somebody really taking a chance on him. Skip forward a couple of years, 2-time MVP, most improved player, but it hadn't yet amounted to a championship. Now, I just got into basketball during the first lockdown in 2020, you know, with the Michael Jordan Last Dance and all of that good stuff. My personal interest / fandom, I guess, for the Milwaukee Bucks started the 2nd of May, pretty much 3 months ago at the time of this recording.
Yes, making a YouTube video take long time. It is now like September. I have only edited this far in the video.
And the Bucks, they were playing like the Nets, and it was a Sunday afternoon here in Europe, so I could watch it. I was like, oh, let me tune in. These two are contenders, I think. Giannis, he went off for 49. Kevin Durant was brilliant, but they withstood it and came out victorious for the Bucks. And I was like, this is a calling. I need to root for these guys. I was thinking like, yeah, the Milwaukee Bucks, everyone is writing them off. No one's taking them seriously. But if anyone has a chance against the Brooklyn Nets, it's the Milwaukee Bucks. That's how I got into the Bucks this year. Sorry about interrupting the video. I just needed to address the rumors of me being a bandwagoner. Yes, I guess you could categorize me as a bandwagoner, but to be fair to me, the Milwaukee Bucks, they weren't favorites going into the playoffs. People didn't think that they would win the championship. The odds were the Brooklyn Nets. So but yes, I am a bandwagoner. I'm 100% a bandwagoner. Come on now. Alright, I've woken up. I actually fell asleep for 3 hours. Who would have thought? I got a visitor.
Bucks in 6. Let's go.
And we're loving the American national anthem. So we were just about to listen to the legendary song that is history in the making, and they just cut off and go all Spike Lee on us. How do we feel about that?
Absolute cunts.
We're leading 6-5. A low scoring affair. There's been like 5 minutes gone. You know, we need to capitalize on the Phoenix Suns not scoring all that much. You know, the viewer. You know if we did or didn't. Hey, great news! We're leading by like 13 points after the first quarter. But of course, Phoenix were leading by 16 points after the first quarter last time. So we ain't taking no liberties. I can't speak on the behalf of the Bucks players, but if I was a Bucks player, which I could be, you know, very well, I could go straight into that starting five. I just haven't got the exposure yet. But if I was there, I would be like, man, we can play for a championship. We shouldn't go choking. What will you be like, lad?
This doesn't fucking slip now.
So we're a bit into the second quarter and it's slipping, not gonna lie. Before the Heat series, there was this narrative going around like, the Miami Heat, they beat the Bucks last year in the playoffs in the bubble. Will they do it again? Have the Bucks really gotten better? Can Mike Budenholzer, can he coach? Basically that was the narrative. But that narrative changed really quickly. The Bucks just beat up on the Miami Heat. The first game was tight, but the rest really weren't. When they were up 2-0, I remember Shaq saying like, the Miami Heat will come back and tie it. But he really predicted that in the wrong 2-0 series, if you know what I mean. The Miami Heat. They stole our boy. They stole our dog. They stole my dog, my boy, PJ Tucker. So I had to go and recruit a new dog for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Is that a PJ Tucker jersey too?
Of course, my guy.
The Miami Heat. They had to get some kind of revenge after getting swept, and this is it. But I will find a new dog. Dog! Come on. We can give the dog PJ Tucker's, shirt. Look, dog. Hey, this dog can play. So, I think this dog can go straight into the starting 5. I think we got a new dog on the team, I think we got a new Tucker. A new dog. Go Moot. The dog with his new team and his new gear. Yeah, dog. This dog can shoot. This dog can guard all 5 positions because he's a dog. He can do everything because he's a dog. Oh my god, it's the dog.
Oh my god,
the dog.
The dog.
Shoot a shoot. Yeah, the dog. This dog can shoot. Yeah, the dog.
Oh my god, the dog.
Oh, the dog. He a shooter. This dog's a shooter.
I think we all thought as Bucks fans, like, we can beat the Nets, but if they have all 3 starters healthy, like, we're really gonna have to have somebody else step up other than Giannis.
Back to my prediction on the 2nd of May. The Bucks, they actually beat Brooklyn. But let's be real, like, they would have beaten us if they hadn't all got injured, but that's kind of the risk you run when you buy into 3 superstars and you're heavily reliant on them 3, and some of them are injury prone. We beat them in 7. When we were down 2-0, everyone was like, oh, this is doom and gloom, but we came back and we won game 3, and people was saying like, oh, the Bucks were so terrible, I'm even more certain they'll get knocked out. But we had won, so I was confident.
Then we won again. And then we lost in game 5, and then we won again. And then we won again.
When Durant hit that shot, I didn't think his toe was in the line, so I just kind of sunk in my chair and was just like, God damn, we got so close again. Seeing Durant's foot on the line somehow, it was like the luck has finally turned. It just felt like it was sort of a kind of a team of destiny,
I thought before the series started that the winner of the series would be champs.
After they won Game 7, I was actually in Milwaukee at the time, and everybody just went nuts like we won the finals. Like, I celebrated harder for that win than I did, I think, for the finals. It was just so many highs and lows in that one game. I think that it sort of drained us as a fan base. The Bucks had basically probably caused like a number of heart attacks across Wisconsin. So that was a tough series to live through. But yeah, what a playoff run.
But once the Bucks had won, I was like, shit. I'm not gonna stand by that prediction. Because the Suns had just swept the Denver Nuggets as well, so everybody was high on the Suns. First half is finished and the vibes are terrible in this room at the moment. I feel like we were definitely we were robbed of 4 points at the end of this quarter when Lopez had a dunk and it was just like, but you touched the thingy. Like, get a grip, lad. Giannis Antetokounmpo got the ball off a Devin Booker's jump shot and they just called a shot clock violation. Whatever, we're just salty in it. We're salty as hell. Now we need a better third quarter. Yeah, well, it's better vibes at the moment. We're a bit into the third quarter. We've turned it around by 3 points. Yeah, we're leading by 3 points. We were down bad. We were down by like 7 points. Just look at all these people, man. Like, I wish we were there. Oh, Brook Lopez. So the third quarter is finished and it was looking good, you know, for parts. Giannis is playing out of his mind. But the game is tied 77-77, obviously. I'm not happy about not leading, but we have a fourth quarter. And if we win one quarter, I'm not even gonna say it, like, because I'm gonna jinx it. Even Steven. Perhaps PJ Tucker isn't the best basketball player. Maybe he isn't the greatest at anything. But I sure loved him. I loved his interactions with Durant. I loved when he was pushed by Durant's security, and I just loved everything. I think he changed the mentality of this group, because PJ Tucker's a dog. I think I've made my love for PJ Tucker abundantly clear throughout this video, and I miss him, because he's a dog, you know. But this man, PJ Tucker, was selling some Milwaukee Bucks caps the other day. Don't see him selling Miami Heat caps, do you? It's sold out though. I don't think I'm getting my hands on a PJ Tucker hat, but I would love one. They look really cool. Atlanta series. Never really in doubt, to be honest. I was thinking, yeah, we lose game 1. We're still progressing, like. And then we win 2 games and, you know, bang! Injury, Giannis. This post just epitomizes the feeling after the Giannis injury and that game. Because I remember reading this post and just being like angry and depressed and all of that stuff. Worst game in Bucks history. Was this the worst game we've seen in Bucks history? With a chance to make the series 3-1 against the Trae Young-less Hawks, the Bucks get blown out by 22, along with potentially losing our franchise player for probably the playoffs and potentially longer, all in a single game. In all my years of watching this team, this loss hurt by far the most, personally. And then I turned off my phone immediately. After reading this, I'd have had enough screen time. You know, we can laugh at it now, but god damn it, the spirits were low after that game. For anyone who wants to call me a bandwagoner, I just want to declare that I've been there for the worst game in franchise history. Alright, I've been in the trenches. We're all down bad, it's in doubt. All of a sudden, we're like, oh fuck, we're screaming like that seagull over there. It's time to tank, we need to tank, we have the pick next year, we need to tank. No Giannis, time to tank, man. We've lost to Atlanta without Trae Young. It's all bad vibes.
I mean, you looked at that, the way his knee bent, and speaking of dogs, I mean, it looked like a dog's hind leg. Like, it was the complete wrong direction. I mean, I don't know anybody that can recover from that. I turned my TV off and I went to bed. I said, like, I don't need to see any more replays of that. I know what happened. He tore something, and I just didn't want to know. He came back in less than a week.
No structural damage. Better vibes. We win Game 5. Good vibes. Brook had 33 points, by the way, if you forgot. And then we win in 6, Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings. The vibes are immaculate.
So Stephen A., I'm worried about these destinations that you possibly have to go to for the NBA Finals. I mean, you really want to be in Milwaukee?
Hell no. The only 2 times, the one time I didn't go to the Super Bowl, it was Minnesota. And this is the first year, I'm not sure what our plans are for First Take, but I don't think we're going, Max and I, we'll see. And it's going to be terrible cities. I mean, good karma for me on that.
I don't believe either of them are going to win their respective series, but I don't believe I've ever rooted for Atlanta, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Los Angeles Clippers more in my life. I don't believe I've done it.
We're all laughing, aren't we? The finals. We're underdogs, just like Bobby Porter's old brand. So we're down 2-0. Playing into the narrative, Giannis can't be a number 1 option. But everyone's celebrating Chris Paul's ring, you know. They're all like, oh, let's go see my brother Chris Paul win a ring. You know, that's the narrative. But I didn't give up. I had really irrational confidence.
Just Giannis Antetokounmpo's free throw shooting is just a bit mental, so I just need to say that, like, that's mental. So there's 4 minutes and 50 seconds left, and we're leading by 4, and Giannis is just mental, and we just gotta focus, we gotta stay in the moment, play by play, as Giannis would say, you know, don't get ahead of ourselves, and just, you know, keep our minds in the game. Please keep our minds in the game.
I'm convinced that Giannis is the greatest basketball player of all time, and it's not even close.
Lad, you know, we're leading by 6 points, it's 3 minutes left. Giannis is just Giannis, man. It's just incredible. I just love that guy. Jesus Christ.
Change of scenery. That's because the battery went out in the camera by the ocean that time, months ago. We're talking mid-July. I'm now recording this on the 18th of September. Alright, where was I? I was confident to down against the Suns, and that's a pretty simple explanation to all that, and that's because I haven't seen a lot of basketball. It was my first playoffs kind of watching, because last year I wasn't really tuned in on everything. I knew the playoffs were happening and who were winning and losing and stuff, but I wasn't really following, you know. The 2-0 series I had witnessed was, we went 2-0 up on the Heat, of course, and we won. And the Clippers went 2-0 down 3 times and came back twice and nearly a 3rd time. So I was confident in the team's home court advantage and that we could come back stronger, you know? And we did.
The day before the Game 6, I don't know, because we had the block, because we had the steal and that alley-oop, the Bucks had all these iconic moments in the finals. It was one of those things where you just felt like this team was gonna win it. So I was ready to buy a plane ticket to go to Milwaukee for Game 6, but I didn't want to jinx the team. Like, maybe I'm too superstitious, but I was like, I feel like I'm gonna jinx them if I'm there. I wish I would have went, but you know, I watched the game by myself in my apartment because I don't really have any family around, and it was honestly it was a lot of relief, but it was just like pure elation. Like, it was really hard to go to sleep. I mean, watching this team win 15 games one year, watching like our best player be like Charlie Bell. We used to just go to Bucks games as an excuse to drink, or like an excuse to get out of the house, and they were giving tickets away. They were begging people to come to games. And now, like, we're watching them win the NBA Finals. Yeah, it's hard to describe like how great that feels.
We're standing up. 2 minutes. You know, Middleton just scored, didn't he?
He's fucking score, lad. He's great. He's grand. He's fucking...
I love that foul, man. I love it. Oh. Yeah, it's good, it's good, it's good.
It's money.
It's good, it's money, it's money. I don't want to record because it's just ruining the moment. I'm gonna be honest, I just want to watch the game, sorry, like. Oh my god! I'm back recording because it's a timeout and I'm not really bothered in timeouts, you know, we're just chilling, aren't we?
Yeah.
What's clock, man? Clock's 5:37. Look at my background, it's a day and it's a sun. I've had it for this entire series just because it's a brilliant image. Like it's 5:38. Like it's so early in the morning. I don't think I'll go back to sleep, to be honest, mate. I don't think so.
I'm just here for the vibes, you know.
You know, the good vibes. You know,
yeah.
You know the man who gives the good vibes. That man. So many points, lad. I just hope he gets fouled because I think he has 49 points, and you know if he can just get that 1 point and get 50 points, it's just epic. He got the free throws, he made one, he missed one, just like I wanted, you know, 50 points, it's great, it's great. It's 8.9 seconds, how do we blow this? How do we blow a 7-point lead? Like, no logic says you blow a 7-point lead with 9.5 seconds left. That's just, I think that's unprecedented. You know they did it, lad. You know they did it. NBA champions, Milwaukee Bucks. I'm buzzing. I'm over the moon. These playoffs feels like they've gone on for like 6 months. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, and we won the championship. I just want to say that when I started making this video, I wasn't quite sure if I would be a Bucks fan for life, but kind of with this commitment you make to making a video and, you know, supporting a team, it's kind of left me no choice. I'm a Bucks fan for life. And there's another reason for that as well. It's the major financial commitments I've made to this basketball team, this basketball franchise, because I've spent a shit ton of money. Alright, I bought one PJ Tucker jersey. It was hella expensive, and with shipping and with tolls, which we have in my country, Norway, it was like far too much money. And then I couldn't stop there, of course. I also bought a Milwaukee Bucks caps slash hat, whatever word you want to use. So that was one order which I made after Nets game 4, where I was pretty confident we'd win that series, but it ended up being pretty goddamn dramatic. But I couldn't stop there. The day after we won the championship, I ordered the Giannis book. And whilst I was in Norway doing stuff like buying books or whatever, our guy Jeremy, from all the clips I've interviewed him for this video, he went to the parade. So here are some clips from the parade from Jeremy.
Can we put some respect on Chris Middleton's name?
So it's the day after and I've got to cut the grass. And yeah, I've got to cut the grass, but first I've got to do something and I've got to show you. So yeah, I'm pre-ordering this book, Giannis, The Improbable Rise of an NBA MVP. To be honest, I don't know if it's any good. I don't know if it's terrible, but I've just heard people promote it, and you know, so I'm ordering it from Amazon because it's cheapest on Amazon. And I just love giving money to the likes of Jeff Bezos, like that. I just love doing that.
That book was well worth the money, by the way, but yeah, I haven't even come halfway, because that's just because when I go to sleep, I would like to read, right, but I'm always so tired, so I only get to read like 1 or 2 pages and I just gotta go to sleep. But I couldn't stop there because I needed some memorabilia, you know, from winning the championship, because I don't have enough memorabilia already with the caps and the jersey and the book. So I ordered like a t-shirt. You know, considering tolls and all that, that's pretty goddamn expensive. So there's really no room for me to switch allegiances and start supporting some other team with all this Bucks stuff, you know.
I mean, when I was there during that Nets series, I just went to the pro shop and just went crazy, you know, bought stuff for myself and for like my brothers and stuff. Then yeah, right after the finals, like the morning after, I was just, when I kind of finally got my head a little bit right, I just went on and bought as many shirts and hats and stuff as I could. I haven't even gotten any notice of it shipping. I imagine they're just so backed up right now. But I can't wait till I get it, because I'm gonna try to wear it as much as possible. It's just it's not, I don't know when we'll see this again, so load up on the merch while you can. That was my thought.
I can't wait for next season. I think it will be really fun. And hopefully I'll finish this video in time for next season's tip-off. Yeah, that's my ambitions. Alright. The video is finally kind of finished, which is a great feeling after months of work, and I'm happy to have finished it somehow. I just want to give a huge shout out to all these people you see on your screen right now. These are the musicians who've made music and published it on the audio library on YouTube, which I just think is extremely kind. And I've taken use of these creators' music in my video, and without this music, this video really is a lot worse. That's what I'll say. So I really appreciate that they've done this, so shout out to those guys. And please, if you've made it this far, like, Jesus Christ, good stuff, good job you. But can you please subscribe? Just please subscribe. I'd really fucking appreciate it. And I think there's a post-credit scene kinda coming up. We're both like, I'm at least massive. I don't know your extent of the fandom, but we're big Everton fans. Can you explain why Everton is the best football club there is, and why everyone needs to support them as well?
I started following EPL like around when Man U was winning everything all the time. Like, it was just the Sir Alex Ferguson era, and I needed to pick a team to support because I was really starting to getting into the sport around then. And it was Tim Howard and Lane and Donovan were on Everton. And I watched this video, I think it was on ESPN. It was just like an insight on Landon Donovan's time over there. He just raved about the fans at Everton. Talked about how it was like a family atmosphere. And it's different than like a normal kind of corporate football club, right? Like you see a lot of these teams are run by oil sheiks and like, you know, they're run like their businesses, not like their families. Like Everton has so much of their hands in the community. I've been part of that Reddit group as well, or the Everton Reddit for years, and like we've seen it grow, and like everybody's pretty cordial on there too. It's like it's a really good Reddit to be part of. They're gonna disappoint you a lot, but it's just like it reminded me of the Bucks. It reminded me of like a Wisconsin sports team where they're kind of always the underdogs. They represent the city of Liverpool really well, where it's like just like a lot of hardworking people. So that's why it gravitated me towards Everton, because it's like Milwaukee. It's just like a lot of blue collar folks, you know, factory workers and people that work on the docks and stuff like that. And it's a very, very similar kind of feel, and I think that's why I think that's why I supported them, and that's why I think they're the best club in the EPL.